Welcome to Tradify. In this video, we'll guide you through the process of setting up a first hour charge in Tradify. There are two ways to do this depending on how your first hour charge is calculated. You can set a minimum time that is invoiced per labour rate, or create a call out or travel charge to add to each site visit. Let's start by looking at creating a minimum amount of time that is invoiced per labour rate. First, log into your Tradify account and choose Settings from the right hand in Navigation. Within the settings, find and click on Billing Rates. This section allows you to manage and add new billing rates. To set up a first hour charge, you'll need to edit an existing rate or create a new rate. For this example, I will add a new rate by clicking the New Billing Rate button. Enter a name for your rate. For my example, I'll call it First Hour Charge. Now, enter the amount you want to charge for the first hour. This may be higher than your standard hourly rate to cover additional costs like travel or setup time. You'll have the option to apply a billing rounding and billing minimum setting. Billing rounding sets the rounding interval to use when invoicing time entries where this labour rate is used. For example, 2 hours and 5 minutes will round to 2 hours and 15 minutes if 15 minutes rounding is selected. Billing minimum sets the minimum time to use when invoicing the time entries where this billing rate is used. For a first hour charge out, you'll set the billing minimum to 60 minutes. This means if the total invoice time against the job is 40 minutes, this will become 60 minutes based on our billing minimum setting. Note, these settings are only applied when creating a time and materials based invoice. Once you've filled in all the details, click Save, and your new rate will now appear in the list of rates. To apply this rate to a job, go to the Jobs section from the main menu, open an existing job or create a new one. In the job details, you'll see an option to select a rate. Choose your newly created first hour charge rate. You also have the option to set a labour rate that charges a rate for the first hour and then a different rate per hour thereafter. For example, $100 for the first hour and $65 per hour thereafter. This is done by creating a price list item for your call-out fee and using this in conjunction with your labour rates. The first step is to set a billing minimum charge of 60 minutes on an existing labour rate or create a new one with this minimum. Next, create a new price list item for the call-out or travel charge by going to your settings page and selecting Price List. Add a new price list item by selecting New and New Price List Item. Give your price list item a name and description. Assigning a supplier is optional, but for my example, I will toggle this option on. For my example, I will give it an item code of per kilometre. A description of call-out fee. We recommend creating a fictitious supplier called service charges for items like these. The buy price is optional, and if there is a cost associated with the price list item, enter it in the buy price field. Select the pricing method, enter price. This will allow you to set a fixed price per unit on the price list item. Enter the call-out fee as required. If you have different pricing levels set up, you'll need to enter this price per pricing level. One thing to note, we recommend creating a price list category called at favorites and allocating this to the price list item. Allocating this category to price list items that you use most often will make it easier to find and add these items to a job. Once completed, tap Save. To apply these items to a job, go to the Jobs section in your navigation menu. Open an existing job or create a new one. In the job details, you'll see an option to select a rate. Choose the rate that you've applied the 60 minutes billing minimum to. On the same job, add the call-out fee to the Costs tab. Notice how easy it is to find the price list item by expanding the price list category at Favorites. Once selected, the fixed charge of $35 is added to the job. This is how the first hour's charge will appear on an invoice when the job is invoiced. Notice how 1 hour is charged on the time entry, even though only 45 minutes is spent on site. And that's all there is to it. Creating and using first hour charge outs made easier in Tradify.
If you have any questions, visit our help centre, give us a shout, or check out our other videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you soon.